Oh. Hey, good morning, Mara. Yeah.
Good morning. How are you today?
Oh, I just woke up.
Wow.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Mara. Yeah.
Good morning. How are you today?
Oh, I just woke up.
Wow. So you just woke up. That's really
Yeah.
nice. Me also like around an hour ago. That was also the time that
Yeah.
I woke up. Yeah. So what time did you go to bed last night?
Oh, I went bad, very late. I just,
Very late.
yeah, I went bed 2 hours ago. Only, also, I'm sorry, only 3 hours ago. Yeah,
3 hours ago.
yeah.
Okay. Wow. Wow. That's very.
And after this
Mm,
class, I go to
mm.
bed
You're
again.
Yes, I'm sure you will.
Yeah.
I hope I have that time, but I have more classes still. So yeah, so let's go to our textbook though. I believe we left on page 15.
Yeah.
Page
Okay.
15. Yeah. We are what do you think? And looking at the issue. Okay,
Yeah.
so we have already discussed. I know we've just discussed like I think um, one opinion for this one. But I don't like to discuss more of the opinions. It's very much the same. It's whether or not abortion is legal or abortion is justified or not. So let's go to looking at the issue. Um, let's see. Is abortion legal in your country?
Mm, we just discussed about the second box.
The second box. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. All right. So for this one, I would like us to skip that.
Uh
We're
huh.
going to go to looking at the issue since this will give us more discussion points. So let's
Okay.
see. Yeah. So looking at the issue, is abortion legal in your country?
Uh, oh yeah. In our country, abortion
Mhm.
is legal in some situations.
Legal in some situations. So what
Yeah.
situations would that be?
It's it's some situation. Yeah. First,
Mm,
health health problem mm,
mhm,
of woman pregnant mother.
mhm,
Uh, yeah. First, health problem, and second is pregnancy death.
mhm,
The woman didn't want to
mhm.
didn't want to 뭐라고 해야 되지? in relation to criminal or Yeah, I can't express. Yeah, it's difficult. Yeah.
Mm. Okay, so if the mother gives her consent, so that's okay in your country, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, I guess in some countries abortion is legal if um it is recommended by the doctor.
Yeah.
If, for example, even if the mother um would try to like give birth to the child will not survive, then yes,
Uh,
that's one case of
yeah.
legal abortion.
Yeah.
And also, if the mother is not fit to carry a baby, and the child in her womb is still like let's say 3 months or 4 months old,
Uh-huh.
then that is still going to be legal.
Uh,
Um, in the Philippines, it is highly illegal um, uh, to have an abortion. So, abortion
uh,
is not legal even in any case, even if it's a medical case, it's still not it's still not legal. And divorce as well. Divorce is also not legal in our country. But
uh,
I think the president is going to make it legal soon, um, for divorce to be possible. So I don't know. Maybe it's because the our country is made up of a lot of Catholics, who
yeah.
yes. So since the religion is very strict,
Yeah.
then I guess that's also why our most of our laws are also very strict. So
Mm-hmm.
yes. Okay, so abortion. I don't really go with abortion even if it's for medical reasons. It's really I really think that it's very bad
Yeah.
um for people. So anyway, in what situations should abortion be allowed? So let's see if you agree with each one. When the mother does not want the pregnancy, should abortion be allowed?
I think, uh, yeah, I think in that situation, abortion should be allowed. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
It should be allowed. Okay, why? Why should it be allowed if the mother does not want the pregnancy?
Because pregnancy is very, very have an impact to mother's body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, much impact. So, um, and the mother doesn't want. If the mother doesn't want, uh, it's it's not it's have a bad impact to baby too. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so and there are many situations uh, uh, like a sexual criminal, yeah, sexual
Mm-hmm.
crime, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in that situation, abortions should be allowed. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So for this one, when the mother does not want the pregnancy, there are tendencies that she will not take good care of herself.
Yeah.
um so if she is it usually when a woman is pregnant, um it will heighten or make her emotions more intense. So if she's sad, she will be very very depressed. So that is actually a very bad effect on the baby. Sometimes when mothers are very sad or um, very hurt emotionally, it also causes for them to lose the baby. So it has an effect, a physical and a psychological effect on the child. So yes, maybe in some cases, if the mother is really, really not ready to have the
Yeah.
pregnancy, then maybe abortion should be allowed.
Yeah.
How about this? When the parents do not want the pregnancy.
And parents do
Yes,
not
like
want
the
the
parents
pregnancy.
of the parents of the mother does not want the pregnancy. Do you think abortion should be allowed?
Yes, I think abortion
Mm,
should be allowed because
Why? What?
oh, not only mother,
Mm-hmm,
also the father, the fathers
mm-hmm.
do not want pregnancy. If
The
they do not want the pregnancy,
mm,
it's I think it should be allowed. You know,
mm,
sure, surely, uh, pregnancy is more pregnancy.
mm-hmm.
Uh, huh. Yeah, they don't have enough laddie or
Mm-hmm.
some things.
Mm. Okay. Yes. If the mother and the father both do not want the pregnancy, there's also a tendency that abortion will be allowed. Um,
Yeah.
it also has an effect on the child if both of them does not want the pregnancy, but they still go through with it. So they said that children who um, who were like who were born out of like teen pregnancy or out of violence um,
About
have very deep trust issues with other people. So I think they would be better off if they were not born because they would have problems,
yeah.
even bigger problems than their parents. Okay. So how about the third one? When the mother's health is in danger, should abortion be
Others.
allowed? Hmm. Health. Yeah.
Uh, I think I agree.
Hmm.
I will with
Yes.
that. Yeah, I agree
Yes.
with that. But
Yes.
I don't know the.
Mm,
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
mm,
But sometimes the mother wants wants to want a pregnancy. Uh, Sometimes
yes, that's
yeah, some
correct.
mothers, yeah.
Mhm. Yes, that's correct. And even in hospitals, if, for example, a pregnant woman is taken to the hospital and her health is already failing, and the only way to save her is to take the baby out. Um, Sometimes they ask the mother if she would want that because there are some cases that if they take the baby out, they just neglect it and they try to save the mother of the baby. But if the mother chooses for the baby to be the one to be saved, then once the baby is out of her womb, they try to um, make sure that it lives. So they put it in an incubator, they put oxygen on the baby, and they try to make sure that the baby survives. So there are situations like that, but nowadays the doctors don't ask the pregnant mothers to choose anymore. Sometimes they ask the husband if uh, they ask the husband who would he want to be alive? So is it the mother or the baby? So if let's say for example you are married
Yeah.
and then you have a pregnant wife.
Mm.
She is like 9 months pregnant. She's about to give birth.
Mm.
Um, but then she got sick. She got sick,
Yeah.
and the doctor said that they needed to get the baby out,
Mm.
but only one will be able to survive.
Mm.
So they would ask you to choose who you want to survive. So who will you choose? Is it going to be your baby or your wife?
I must choose my wife.
Your wife. Why?
Yeah, because um in 9 months, but it's 9 months. Yeah.
Yes, 9 months. The baby is already
Yes,
formed
yeah,
inside. Yes.
but
Hmm.
but oh, but uh, I,
Hmm.
I can't expression, but I
Mm.
choose. I may choose my wife because yeah, because I think that's right, but I don't. I can't expression. I can express. I can express. Well,
That's okay.
yeah,
So you want to save your wife
yeah,
because it seems to be the most reasonable thing to do. Um, your wife, I think, they said some of the fathers or the men said that those who have chosen their wife to survive thinks that they can still have another baby, and then they would just make sure that that their wives and that baby is going to be healthy the
yeah,
next time. So but there are some cases when the wife does not agree, especially mothers who are already about to give birth. They're 9 months into their pregnancy. Mothers are already very attached to their babies.
yeah,
So most probably 90% of the mothers who are made to choose between her and her baby always choose her baby. So it's really, yeah, so it's, I guess they they are basing it on their emotions,
yeah,
on how they feel about their child, but they don't see what is more practical and what is the big picture that is seen by um, her her relatives or her parents or her husband. So yes, let's see. When the pregnancy is because of rape. So that's what you mentioned earlier. Yes? When you
yeah,
said criminal. Okay. Right. So criminal activity.
yeah.
Yes. When the pregnancy is because of rape, mostly I guess abortion
It must
is
be
allowed.
allowed. Yeah, it must be allowed.
Mm,
And
yes.
in another situations, should be allowed too. I think I agree. All the situations. And
Yes.
in all the situations, should
Mm.
abortion should be allowed.
Mm, yes, that's correct. Um, Even in cases of rape, here in the Philippines, it's still not allowed. Abortion is still illegal.
Mm,
Um, so those rape victims, what the government did is since they won't allow it to be aborted, they put the rape victims in a house. All of them inside one house that is actually run by nuns and priests. So it is in that house where they go into it's a form of rehabilitation. Um, that's where they can stay for some time until they have already accepted their situation. So most of those victims are visited um, by only by priests and only by those who are working for the church. So yes, that's what the government is doing as of the moment. But I think our president again, along with divorce, is going to make abortion legal in the country. I guess it's already legal in most big countries. I don't know if it's legal in the US. Do you think abortion is legal in the US?
I don't know.
No. Yes, I don't think, but divorce is, of course, very much legal in the US. Okay, when the parents are very young,
I think it.
yes,
I agree.
allowed.
Yeah, I
Mm,
agree with that. Yeah.
yes, why? Why? Why do you think abortion should be legal if the parents are still very young?
I think in case of the reasons, all reasons
Mm-hmm.
are I think they are all reasonable when the parents are young. And next thing is two, the baby is going to be handicapped or is reasonable too. I think
Mm-hmm.
in any case of uh, in in these cases,
Mm-hmm.
uh, the most important thing is mother's opinion or mother's thoughts and
Mm.
the mother's choice.
Yes, the mother's
Uh,
choice.
yeah, it's
Yes.
the most important thing.
Mm,
Any reasons are allowed that
mm-hmm.
that the mothers want to.
Mm. Okay. So any reason is allowed, um, so long as it's from the mother's choice or from the mother's opinion. Yes?
Yes, yes,
Very
I
good.
agree.
Okay. Yes, because it's the mothers who would be risking their life
Yeah.
and their emotional health um, to go for an abortion. So most of the time, when you are going through abortion, it's mostly going to kill the mother along with the child. Um, it's really a delicate procedure, I think, um, having an abortion. So in your country, it's only legal to have an abortion um, inside the hospital. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So in our country, there are a lot of like um we call them quack doctors because they're not real doctors but they perform like surgeries that you want. Yes, they perform like abortions um for really young women, like for teenage women, but it's very expensive. But there are a lot of people, especially teenagers, who go there to have an abortion, and most of the time they die. That's why it's really it's really a huge issue in our country um, about abortion. So yes, let's go proceed to some. So there are some people also think that abortion should never be allowed. Whatever the reason, um, that's still a living being. They would still regard the baby inside the mother's womb a living a living being. So they think abortion is another form of murder. So yes, I think most of them are most of those who have that kind of opinion are in the church. like the nuns and the priests. So how about you? If for example, um, I'm not saying I would want this in your future, but if for example you have a teenage daughter
Yeah.
and um, she would get pregnant,
Yeah.
like she would get pregnant early, let's say 18.
Yeah.
She would get pregnant
Yeah.
and she doesn't want to get an abortion.
Uh,
How would you how would you how would you approach that situation? And what would you do in that situation?
first, uh,
Mhm.
first I will talk about
Mhm.
talk about her
Mhm.
her emotion, yeah,
Mhm.
and I will ask
Mhm.
her way to give a birth and give a birth uh, way to growing
Mhm.
way to growing the
Mhm.
baby after give a birth after the birth and um, if so
Mhm.
after that she she will want to she will want to want to have a baby.
Mhm.
She will have a baby. I will agree with. I will. Maybe I will agree with that and help her to to grow her baby.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay. So it will still be her choice
Yeah.
ultimately.
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. Yes,
Because
it
yeah,
should
because
really.
in her age is
Mhm.
18 is too old
18.
to yeah 18 is too old
Yes.
enough to enough old to
Mm,
grow baby
mhm.
but more younger if younger age is it's another it's another situation I think yeah
Yes, yes, yes. If it's going to be a minor,
yeah
like below the drinking age, so that's going to be 17 and below, that is going to be very, very difficult.
yeah
Um, most of the time, but most of the time, mothers who are that young, who get pregnant, most likely would not want the baby. Most likely they would agree if you suggest an abortion to them. They might be in the future when they're older, they might regret the decision and they might think that it's they might be guilty about what they did when they were young. But during those cases, um, it's really going to be an abortion. Um, yes, there are a lot of cases like that here in the Philippines as well, like children who were harassed or sexually harassed by their father, by their uncle, um, also by like stepfathers. Most of the time, it's stepfathers. So, yes, it's really difficult, but most of them really do get an abortion. If they don't get an abortion, they try to go for suicide. It's really something very it's a matter that is very, very sensitive to our country actually. But
it's yeah
yes.
that that's sensitive to my country yeah
Yes, it's a very sensitive matter because
yeah
a lot of cases right now, um, a lot of cases of rape right now are uh, in the country. and also aside from rape, um, there's also like teenage pregnancy because of media, social media, porn, so like that. So it's really bad. But I hope they will be able to solve that really soon so that we don't have to abort a lot of children in the future. Okay, so yes, I won't keep you too long from your sleep. I know you really want to go back to bed already.
Yeah.
So I will already let you go. I would like to remind though, have I told you that tomorrow we're not gonna have classes?
Excuse me?
Tomorrow, did the director tell you that we're not going to have classes tomorrow?
Oh, no, I never
No.
heard. Yeah.
Ah, okay. All right. So, November 1 is a national holiday in the Philippines. It is the day where we go to the cemetery to
Uh,
visit our dead loved ones. But I've already given all of my students a choice. So, would you like to have classes with me tomorrow? I'm okay. I'm free to have classes tomorrow.
uh, yeah, I want to have a class tomorrow because
Okay.
English
Mm.
class is very interesting to me. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
If
Yes, it
if
is.
you're okay, yeah, I want to
Yes,
have a class. Yeah.
of course. Of course, you don't have to worry because I can go to the cemetery in the afternoon or
Yeah.
like after our class because this time it's still very early.
Uh-huh.
Your class, I know it's already 8:30
Yeah.
there in Korea, but right now it's still 7:30
Uh-huh.
here in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So it's still very, very early for me. So it's okay. So I
Oh.
have classes. I think I have three students that really want to have classes tomorrow. So I gave all my students a choice because I know some would like to really have classes during the weekdays because they can't do that on the weekends. All right. So thank you so much for today. I enjoyed talking with you about this topic. It's
Yeah.
also really interesting to hear um, from a man's point of view. So thank you so much.
Thank you
And
very much. Yeah. And
you're
thank you
welcome.
for your excuse tomorrow. Yeah.
Yes, of course, don't worry about that. So long as you like to have classes, I will be here.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go. Go ahead and go back to bed. I hope
Thank you
you
very
will have
much.
a
Yeah.
great I hope you have a great sleep and I hope you have an even greater day. You take care.
Take care. See you. See you
Thank
tomorrow.
you.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Bye bye.